Pictures of a big Sunday for basketball inside the Al McGuire Center. It's Big East women's basketball presented by SoFi, one of the finest teams in the nation. On display this afternoon in the 8th-ranked Marquette Golden Eagles. They take on the Villanova Wildcats, who are making a push to the postseason. Glad to have you with us this afternoon, along with my partner, John Fanta. I'm Patrick Reed. John, Marquette has carried the torch for the league, and they've done so impressively at both ends of the floor.
The Golden Eagles a perfect 11-0 in conference play, Patrick. So that chase for perfection for 18-0 in the regular season is continually at stake. Today, they go up against a team and a program in Harry Peretta's Villanova Wildcats that always play a slow, deliberate style. So how will the fast-paced Golden Eagles handle that today? Makes for a fun one.
And for Villanova, a resume-building win is something they need to try to make the NCAA tournament for the second straight year.
Absolutely. Right outside the top 40 in the RPI. Harry Peretta's program has no bad losses. Their worst losses to Georgetown, the RPI a 90, and Adriana Hahn stirs the drink for this team. She can stretch the floor tremendously well with her three-point shot. As you see, the all-time three-point field goal leader for Villanova. That is how Villanova gets it done. They need Adriana Hahn to be sizzling today.
Meanwhile, for Marquette, a matchup nightmare is what Erica Davenport is. She's reached 1,000 rebounds for her career. Every coach has to figure out a way to game plan for her and figure out how to stop her.
Georgetown could not stop her. Erica Davenport was in beast mode on Friday night, everybody. 23 rebounds, and she can stretch the floor. She's used to her teammates hitting the three, but Erica Davenport, Patrick, is really the glue to this Marquette team because she does all the work down low. And this is a senior who quietly goes about her business on a guard-heavy team, but is so important for how Marquette succeeds. And Harry Peretta, Villanova head coach, is concerned today mostly because his program has had trouble rebounding this year. Erica Davenport does a ton of it.
One of 5 1,000-point scorers, all seniors in the lineup for Marquette. Marquette 20-3 and perfect in the Big East Conference entering this afternoon's game. Here's a look at Villanova. We talked to the open about Adriana Hahn. Mary Gadeka may be that player that can match up against Erica Davenport.
Gadeka, Harry Peretta says, is really his most improved player as the season has gone on. They love to get her on the post, and she's very good with hesitation moves, so watch out for Gadeka and Davenport throughout the day.
As for Marquette, a player that you see that is not in the starting lineup is Alizea Blockton. She has returned from injury. She is a 2,000-point scorer. What a valuable addition off the bench that can be for Marquette.
What a luxury for Carolyn Keeger, the Big East preseason player of the year, the reigning player of the year, and a WNBA top-tier prospect isn't even in the starting lineup. She had that injury that sidelined her for a couple of weeks, but Carolyn Keeger likes to bring her in off the bench, and what a job Coach Keeger's done.
For Carolyn Keeger, no microphones to worry about today. No cameras trained on her. She was part of an all-access game on FS1 against Georgetown on Friday. Marquette squeaked one out against the Hoyas, so you got a chance to see her in a tight game, which never happens.
Here's the thing with Marquette. They're always going to get the opponent's best punch now because they are 20-3, 11-0 in conference play. And, folks, perfection is on the line here again today. That's what we're watching for. You know Villanova is going to try to put their best foot forward to try to knock them off.
Harry Peretta has been doing this 41 years, 760 career wins. He knows what's ahead for Villanova. He knows they need that signature win to secure their place in the NCAA tournament coming up. And we'll talk about that as we move through the Bridget Curley starts things right for the Wildcats. They play for K this afternoon in Milwaukee. Pink garb all around in the continued fight against breast cancer. This afternoon in Milwaukee, Villanova with a 1-point lead early. John, Marquette looks a little bit out of sync. We mentioned the Georgetown game on Friday. Marquette turned the ball over 17 times, didn't shoot it the way they want to, and what was a 7-point win for the Golden Eagles. A little bit of that carrying over so far today.
Marquette held to just 40% from the field on Friday night in that narrow win over Georgetown, and the Hoyas' length seemed to bother Marquette's wings at times. At the end of the day, for the Golden Eagles, the ball movement has to be the concern from the first 5 minutes of this one. 3 turnovers. Villanova frustrating them defensively a little bit.
And so Villanova will have 8 to shoot coming out of the break. 0 for 3 from deep are the Wildcats. Tucker running out of time, doesn't see the clock, now does, fires, and that misses. So Villanova now 0 for 4 from three-point range. And Marquette will look to respond to a wide-open Erica Davenport. It doesn't get better than that for Marquette.
Jaycott caught napping. Davenport flying through the lane. That's good offense.
Davenport has her first points. And now Villanova will go back to work. For the first 9, shooting the basketball, make that 4 the first 10. On the miss from Gadeka. King on the accelerator. Davenport's handled and scored.
Mary Peretta felt that Friday night Villanova did too much watching defensively. They just were not engaged enough against DePaul, and the Blue Demons, they can be so good at home. They gave up 93 points to DePaul. That can't happen again here today.
Tipped by Heidemann. It'll stay with Villanova with 12 to shoot. John, I think it's sometimes a pick your poison with Marquette. Do you want to defend the transition? Do you want to defend the half court? Where are you going to find your spots? And when you talk to coaches around the league, that's what they say.
Sometimes the first step to defending Marquette is getting quality looks and hitting those, because if you let the Golden Eagles get in transition, there's a reason why they're top 5 in America in scoring offense. You can't let it happen.
Tucker still can't get her game going. Go for her first 3 from the floor. Tucker at just under 9 points per game. Letitia Heidemann, 20 points per game in Big East play. Spingola will join them and find King for 3. Tapped off of Blockton, will go back to Villanova.
You got to live with the 3 a little bit if you're Villanova's defense, because Marquette has so much speed. We just saw it on the previous couple of possessions with driving cuts from King and Blockton to Davenport. So you have got to be able to live at times with the 3 ball. If Marquette's hitting that, there's not much you can do in Milwaukee especially.
On a floor where Marquette is 13-1 this season, unbeaten in the Big East, coming in 11 straight wins. Jaycott on the line drive shot, misses.
Villanova's getting open looks.
And Heidemann has a look here from 3. That's bottoms for Letitia Heidemann. Averages just under 3 3-point makes per game. She can light it up.
So smooth. When you talk to coaches around the Big East, they say when she gets 1 to go, Letitia Heidemann enters microwave mode.
Gadeka slicing through and scores. Saw the lane. Spingola didn't get there on the help, and Gadeka takes advantage.
Villanova has to play through Mary Gadeka because she can catch on the perimeter, put the ball on the floor herself, and create a shot inside. Really skillful talent.
King will take it from the free throw line and is fouled. We'll see our first attempts at the foul line for Marquette. As we look at Letitia Heidemann, who can let it fly from NBA range, college range. It doesn't matter. She has the range, John, if she's in the gym.
Which she typically always is. 41% from beyond the 3-point arc this season for Letitia Heidemann. And here's another one of those seniors. I like to think of Danny King as Chicago toughness. That's where she's from, and she and Heidemann work so well together.
The speed at which King plays the game is remarkable. Things have slowed down for her now as a senior to be able to play at that speed. As she sees the game, has really developed in her 4 years.
We talked to Carolyn Keeger throughout the season, and we said, what's the biggest key to getting into the top 10 in America? And she said, we've got a point guard who's fully in control. Danny King has the keys to the car, and she's driving it well.
Jaycott now 1 for 5 from the floor. Villanova starting to fall out as shots fall off the rim. Heidemann with the left hand. Yes. Letitia Heidemann can do it from either hand. She does it with the left, and Heidemann has 6.
Just 1 for 9 from the field on Friday night. Letitia Heidemann 3 for her first 4 today. She came to play.
And now it's time for Villanova to find what's going to work for them offensively.
Great defense by the Golden Eagles. They're fully engaged.
5 to shoot for Gadeka. Skip pass across. Herlihy will step up, and that is swatted away by Blockton. Can they turn defense to offense? Yes, count it!
That is a WNBA type play. The steal, and then the finish on multiple defenders. Alizea Blockton, an all-timer for this program.
Herlihy didn't know what was coming. And then Hahn had to defend that one-on-one. Watch Blockton fight through the contact. And finish the play. 5 for Blockton. All of a sudden, an 11-point lead for Marquette. 7-0 run over the last minute.
They can hit you quickly. We're seeing them hit from all angles. Heidemann, Blockton, and the defense.
Heidemann to the cup. It almost seems like Villanova needs the break here to regroup.
The best kind of win is when you don't have your A game and you still find a way. Marquette didn't have it Friday. They only won 59-52, but Carolyn Keeter could work on things with her team.
Well, that's one way there. Jaycott got lost behind the defense. Just her second field goal make of the game. Shot clock is dark. And the final 13 seconds.
To think it was 8-7 with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Corner, Lott becoming a better three-point shooter is fouled. And will this be 3?
Not the right decision there by a veteran in Jana Tucker. Impact transfer for this Villanova program that has had a solid career for the Wildcats, but now you send Selena Lott to the free throw line to extend this Marquette lead.
With the loss of Blockton, and this happened early in Big East play, it was the first game out, an ankle injury in the first quarter against Providence. Selena Lott was asked to step up in her absence. She was a known commodity as a defensive player, but now has found the confidence on the offensive end of the floor.
She said, we went to practice that next day after Blockton got hurt, and coach was drawing up plays and had number 24 on her whiteboard. She said, oh, that's me. And she said, that's when I knew I had to step up for this team, and wow, has she.
Watch Emily Esposito here for Villanova. She's in the front court. Can they get it to her? 4.3 seconds to go. Gudenka will turn. And she'll take it herself as the lane is open and she can't hit at the buzzer.
Just about sums it up for the Wildcats through the opening 10 minutes. Golden Eagles breaking out behind their star guards, Patrick.
Marquette turns defense to offense at the end of the first quarter. It's Marquette in control, a 13-point lead on Villanova.